Barkov has been a non-factor. I would say not just these playoffs, but he's had an incredibly disappointing season. I don't know what happened to Alexander Barkov, but a special player that has struggled in a big
Huberdeau.
way. Huberdeau
Yeah, but they didn't play
could be
that
part of it
much.
too.
It doesn't
They
matter,
played together.
Ryan, if you played it. Stop. Sorry, and I'm interrupting you, Frank, and you're trying to answer Boom's. It happened. Huberdeau was no good in Calgary, and Barkov was no good. I'm guessing, I have no idea of figuring out that they were buddies. They played together a long time. And when you lose, if they were good buddies, that is not an easy thing to lose a best friend on a team. Lindholm for the Flames, what had happened to him? He was not
Yeah,
very
that was
good
good.
this year. Well, his two line mates, now he did play with them, but I think those guys hung out a lot together. You can't, that's chemistry. And when teams make those kinds of changes, it's all fine and good to say, well, on paper, it's going to work out. Personal, and, it's not feelings, but it is feelings. I'm not saying Barkov has hurt feelings, but I'm guessing that he was not too happy to lose a good friend. Again, I'm guessing that they're buddies in Huberdeau. And I think you could see it on both sides of the fence there. Huberdeau was no good. Barkov was no good. You can see Lindholm had happened. You feel like it happened to him as
Ekblad
well.
too. You missed Uyghur.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's weird that it really both teams would say, geez, we did well in that trade at the time. And both teams like, man, we thought we'd be better this year.
Rhett, can you walk Frank and everyone through the Andrew Ference trade going back to your days?
Well, it wasn't just Andrew Ference. It was Chuck Kobasu as well. And it was guys that you'd been through wars with and that you believed in and you knew the character of. And we're in Buffalo, and Daryl makes a trade, and it's a trade that nobody thinks is necessary. There's not really a clear winner in it. It didn't make any sense to anyone other than I think we got older. I don't know that the Flames got better, and it disrupted the room. It totally,
because it was
I'm sorry,
Brad Stewart and Wayne Primo, for Chuck Kobasu,
both good dudes,
and Ference, and this was after you guys had gone to the Cup final back, before that. But like you say, it was a chemistry. It crushed your chemistry. Well, maybe on paper you could have. Maybe you're better. It's debatable, but it's hard to know.
Well,
I guess.
What I would say about that trade, that trade specifically was that you knew damn well what Chuck Kobasu's motivation was or his commitment to the team was, and you knew damn well what Ference's commitment to the team was. All the guys that were still in that room, we came this close to winning, and you knew effing well all they wanted to do was take the next step. So it was such an unnecessary move, and it's just, I think it's got to be a warning, and not that trade because it's so long ago, but to see the trades that were made last summer, and some trades work out great, but as a GM to move big pieces on squads that look like Florida had a great year last year. They start making all these changes, coaches, now they're not as good. You can't F with chemistry if you don't need to, or don't F with chemistry if you don't need to.